All right, we're recording. Hey, you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad you all are taking the time out to hop on and learn from the team. If you're not muted, make sure to mute yourself. If you have any questions, feel free to hop on. Hey, Johnny. Okay, so you guys, I am really excited to first I'll tell you guys about me, because some of you probably haven't met me at least face to face or on Zoom before. So I am Crystal Carruthers. I am one of your Double Diamond Upline leaders. Kenzie is also one of our Double Diamond Upline leaders. She is my sponsor, and our Dreamcatchers page is actually her team. So it's my team plus her other team. And we do this call weekly at 9:30. You'll hear from different leaders each time. Kenzie's done the past few. And we just kind of try to give you guys some tips, motivation, and I am really excited to congratulate Amy Leonard. She actually just promoted to diamond rank in our company, which, you guys, once you hit diamond rank, they say you have the license to print money, because you can make so much more money with extra leadership bonuses and everything. It's insane. So diamonds average an average of $2,000 a month. And she also earned a $10,000 rank up with that. So extremely excited. I wanted to have her talk tonight because she is a very, very, very busy mama. Just like I was when I first started. I mean, she's probably even a little bit more busier than me, but she works at GM full time, 6 to 7 hours, or 6 to 7 days a week, 8 hours a day in Flint. So she has an hour drive there and back. I think it's about an hour. And she doesn't get to see her family much, but that is why she's doing this business. So that way she can eventually retire herself and be able to quit her job and be home making more money than she was working at GM. Okay. And recently, I don't know if you guys have seen, but recently I was myself able to, I was able to quit my job 2 years ago. And just last week, my husband was able to quit his job. So we are now a stay-at-home family because of this business, which is just something we never knew. Like, I literally joined to earn a shopping spree for free product. So it completely changed my life, and it's changing Amy's. And one thing I like to always say too is never let your why become your excuse. So a lot of people will think, well, why do you want to join this business? Because I hate my job and I don't want to work my job anymore. You know, I want to be at home and work at my home, or I want to be with my kids. So they say, you know, I want to have more time, but then sometimes those same people will say, well, I don't have time to work this business. So just make sure you guys are not letting your why become your excuse. And that is really why I wanted Amy to share about how she's able to rock it out with such a busy schedule, and how she goes throughout her day, her daily schedule, and her mindset and everything. Mindset is huge. So, all right, Amy, you ready? Let's see. I just unmuted you.
Okay. I started talking. I was muted.
So tell us a little bit about your story first, and then just give us all your tips, girl.
All right. My story. Okay. I was a single mom at one point, I was working GM housekeeping first. Then I moved over to General Motors. And after my kids' dad passed away, so it was just me. I had no help, like living paycheck to paycheck, going without food so my kids could eat. Like, it was bad. My family would help every once in a while, but I'm one of those stubborn people that don't ask for help unless it's like dire need for help. So I did everything pretty much on my own. I started working for GM, and of course, that's a great job. Changed my life as it money wise, but I'm ready for something different. I'm tired. I'm there 6 days a week, 7 days a week. I leave my house at noon every day. and I'm gone until midnight. Like I'm literally gone all day. So my why, when we do my why too.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So I guess my why would be to be home with the kids, so I don't have to be away all the time, missing everything. Corey, my boyfriend Corey, so he doesn't have to do everything all the time. Trying to have a man do everything could be really rough sometimes. um, have money in my savings account, so I don't always have zero, nothing extra. If something happens, something breaks unexpectedly, I have money to fix that. Like I don't have to worry about it. Vacations. I want to buy a house this year, maybe next year. Just depends. I don't want to get my goals too high and then, not fulfill them. So I have like my house is like right on the edge. Like I don't know if I want to do it this year or next year. I can't decide. But my daily routine, I literally do the exact same thing every day. Like it does not change unless my kid is sick or something throws something in there. But like I get up an hour early before the kids do every day. I get up at 6 a.m. and I make sure I do 15 to 30 posts a day. And I usually I do some active ones, but I do go by my friends list that I printed out. I think that's good because I'm not the organized person, so I can check off stuff and I can go back and look at all that and know where I left off for the next day. You get the kids up at 7, take them to school. From 8:15 to 8:30 while we're driving, I do personal development. They hate it because they want to jam out to music. And I'm sitting here listening to something how it's going to make my day better. 8:30 to 11 during the day, I'm cleaning my house, doing dishes, doing what I need to do before I leave. 11 to 12:30, I'm getting ready for work, answering messages in between that are from my host to post in the morning. From 12:45 to 2, I ride. I ride to work with somebody. She picks me up every day. So I make her listen to 15 minutes of personal development. She's liking it now. She's like, "What are we listening to today?" Like she gets excited about it. And then what else do I do? I do a post usually on my way to work, and from 2:45 to 11 at night, I'm working. But in between there, like my breaks, or I'm sitting on the toilet at work, I hurry up and read my messages or answer people back, or just at least let them know on the post, like, hey, I'm at work. I will PM you as soon as I go on break at this time, or I go on lunch, just so I keep the communication so they just don't think I just forgot about them. And on the way home, it's 11 o'clock. It's kind of late. I usually don't try to message people back. So I'll go on my calendar and write down the people that I need to message from the night before in the morning. So I'd rather message somebody at 6 a.m. than I'd rather message somebody at night. But I really just, you have to, if it's not working for you, you have to find a way for it to work. Like like when I have people tell me that they don't have enough time, I almost laugh at them. Like, would you like me to tell you my life? Like, there's no excuse for not having time. Like if you want it bad enough, you'll get it done. And I know that I don't want to work 6-7 days a week anymore, be gone 12 hours a day away from my kids. So I'm doing everything I can. Even if I don't hit, like I wanted to hit diamond in January. I didn't do that, but I knew I had to work 10 times harder in February because I knew I was going to hit it in February. Like I wasn't disappointed. I wasn't upset. I just knew I had to do more than what I did the following month. So I guess it's just getting yourself into a routine, even if it does suck getting up an hour before your kids do, or you want to sleep longer. I mean, it will all be worth it in the end. If you really want something bad enough, you'll do it.
Yes.
I'm trying to think what else. I do motivational posts during the day. Like I have a whole folder on my phone. Like if I get bored at night and I'm sleeping or laying in bed and I can't fall asleep, I'll go to Google and I'll look inspirational posts up or motivation posts, and I'll post those the next day. Because you want like positive things on your Facebook. You don't want a whole bunch of negative things, and then people aren't going to, want to be in this business. They're like, this lady's miserable. So I don't want to do it. Where do I find personal development stuff? I go to YouTube usually. YouTube is like my best friend. So and Google too, but obviously videos, you want to go to YouTube. And I don't have the people's names written down in front of me, but Crystal knows more of the YouTube people to listen to. I have them saved. I don't know them by heart. So like I said, I don't write everything down.
If you guys go into Dreamcatchers and you click announcements towards the top, like right under the picture, there is like an announcement post. It's kind of like a welcome post. And at the end, it'll have a bunch of like top leaders that we follow both on Facebook to follow their posts, get ideas off their posts. I go to them, I click follow, and I click see first so that I see their first, or I see their post very first thing when I get on Facebook. And it reminds me to post my business. Gives me motivation because they're leaders like kicking butt, and you get to hear their testimonies and stuff, and then you're like, well, if they can do it, I can do it too. And then you can also save the post to use in the future. So that, and then most of all of them have YouTube channels that they are regularly uploading channels to YouTube or videos to YouTube. So like if you click subscribe and get alerts, then every time they post like a new video on there, you'll get an alert. So I usually try to just open it up right then if I can. If not, I'll just try to watch it later. And like she listens to it like when you're driving. I don't work anymore, so I don't drive that much. So when I listen to my personal development, it's usually like when I'm doing laundry or, you know, cleaning the house, feeding the kids, things like that. It's really good to at least listen to daily. And one thing that you do want to listen to besides YouTube videos is if you do miss a call. So if you miss a corporate call, if you miss a team call like this, just make sure that you are watching the recordings because they are very powerful. So, yeah.
And you usually post them in team announcements every time too. So
Yep. They're posted in the group.
Normally. That's usually where I go because I usually miss some when I'm at work. So I go back to your team announcements on Messenger and I'm like, okay, I missed this one and I missed this one.
Yeah, and you guys will find a bunch on like in the different groups and stuff. Just like scroll through and, you know, find videos. And I do have like a YouTube. On my YouTube, like I have different folders saved of like videos based on what they are, like getting loyal customers, getting distributors, host a post, things like that. And I think I can share my link with you guys so that you guys can see those folders and you guys can see all of those videos that I have saved for myself. So I'll share that in Dreamcatchers so you guys can access that and watch.
Yeah, I need that. I'm trying to think what else. That's really all. My routine. That's like the consistency and routine. That's what's making everything possible. So
yeah, that is a huge thing. Like even if you guys don't have much time to work your business, it's not so much about how much you spend working it during the day as it is working it consistently every day, even if it's just a half an hour a day. It's all about consistency with posting, consistency with messaging, consistency with doing your personal development, consistently with following up. Do you do a lot of follow-up, Amy?
Yeah, I do. And I use my reminder button. That's how I do it because I'm horrible. I don't write names down all the time on my calendar. Like, okay, I talked to this person. I need to follow up, in a week with this person. So I'll do the reminder on Messenger. Like, okay, they told me they couldn't buy this week, but they'll do it next Friday on payday. So that's when I go to the reminder button down in the bottom of Messenger and I put whatever product they want. And then I do it for like mid-afternoon. So it's not like super early. I'm blowing their phone up like, hey, you want your hair, skin, and nails today? So I kind of do it later in the afternoon. And then I'll follow up with them. And then usually it works out really good that way.
Yeah, I love that too. And I personally, I have a planner, and I'll like write down everybody's name that I talked to on that day, like just right on my calendar. Like let me see.
Yeah, I need to do that better. I do it driving in the car, but I don't do it when I'm home. I need to work on that.
Yeah, I don't always have my planner always with me. So what I've started doing, and I heard a lot of other people do this, and when I've started doing it, it's helping, is like at night when it's like really kind of too late to message people, is when I'll go back through my Messenger and I'll write down everybody's name that like I forgot or I couldn't do when I was actually physically with my planner.
Right.
So that's been helping a lot. And it also reminds me to follow up with them if they didn't respond too. So I try to set a little bit, like 20 minutes of time, just to go back through my messenger as well and write those people down. And then like the next day or two, I'll go back and I'll follow up, because you guys, following up is key. Most people aren't going to order from you or join from you the very first time you talk to them. Like it takes an average, they say an average between 7 to 21 times of following up with people before they actually order. So super duper important to follow up with them. You know, it doesn't even have to be about the product. You could just say, hey girl, how's your day? You know, just some sort of interaction going on there. And that's where posting consistently comes in too, because then they will keep seeing the products and keep seeing the results, and you'll see that those people that you've already talked to will comment on your posts and be like, oh yeah, I wanted to get that, you know. So the more that they see the results, the more they want it, besides just that one time that you contacted them. And never feel like if they don't respond to you, or they read it and they don't respond, never take that personally. A lot of times they just get busy and they forget. I mean, I do it all the freaking time. So never ever take that personally or anything. So follow up is key, consistency. And then she was talking about host to post. So I know there's a couple new girls on here, but if you guys don't know what host to post is, it's a huge game changer. So if you go to Dreamcatchers and you search #training, I made a training video all about host to post, the ins and outs, step by step, what to do, what to say, everything. And you watch that video definitely. And there's tons of different host to post videos on YouTube. Like I said, I'll post my link in the Dreamcatchers, and you guys can see all those different host to posts. It's just how people are getting like anywhere between like 30 and 100 customers a month, when we used to get maybe like 5 customers a month. And you're basically just asking other people to post on your wall for you, and you're talking to brand new people every single day that you never knew that are already interested in the products. And I like to do it first thing, like Amy, like do it first thing in the morning, get those messages out and have them post. So that way throughout the day, you're not wondering, what should I be doing for my business? Who should I be talking to? What should I say? People are commenting on these posts, and you know exactly what to message them, exactly what to say. It's pretty much the same thing with almost every conversation. So once you do it, it will get more easy to do. And again, the key with that is consistency. Consistency. You have to make sure you're doing it consistently every day. And a lot of the sales that come from host to post are follow-ups. So that's where following up comes in too. Most people aren't going to order right when you talk to them. So make sure you're writing down their names, following up with them a couple days later. So host to post does work. It does work. It can work for anybody as long as you're doing it consistently and you're talking to enough people. You're messaging enough people, because it's a numbers game. Like this whole business is a numbers game. The more people that you talk to, the more customers and distributors that you are going to get. So hopefully that helps everybody.
I forgot to. Oh, sorry.
Okay. Sorry. I'm done. Go ahead.
Okay, you're fine. Adding people too. I haven't done that, and it's probably been a week or two. That adding people with like maybe 4. I think that's the number I do. Like 4, less than 4 mutual people that we know. Because I was there for a while. Like when I started, I only had 300 and some friends. And then I went up, and now I need to get back to doing that. I did stop adding a bunch of people. Probably because I started getting some creepers, and I was like, I need to slow down for a minute. Like I was getting some crazy people. I started blocking people like crazy. Like what the heck? But that's a good thing to do too, because if you only have 300 people on your Facebook, the same 300 people are going to only see your statuses, and they're going to get bored of it, and they're just not gonna. They'll just swipe right by. So.
Yes, that's a huge thing too, you guys. Huge. Make it a goal to add, 30 people a day to your Facebook. Once you start doing it consistently, it'll become like second nature. So
I do it at night when I'm in bed. That's what I do before I go to sleep.
That's exactly how I started. That's exactly what I did, because I would plug my phone in and I would kind of scroll while I was laying in bed, like before I went to bed, or check my email. And then I decided I was going to start being intentional. and start adding people. So I would go to a friends page, I would view their friends, I would add anybody with 3 to 10 mutual friends, any females, I do not add males. And I would just do that once a day. Or if you're at work, and you're going to the bathroom, or if you're at home and you're going to the bathroom, make that your time to add people. But once you start doing that, you start adding more people. I mean, obviously not everybody's going to add you back, but a lot of people will. You'd be surprised. You're going to start seeing those people liking and commenting on your posts. And that's where posting consistently comes in too, because if you're adding people but you're not posting, then there's not much of a point in that. And just growing your network is going to help so many more people see your posts. And it's going to, like, another way to do the, to add people too is host a post. So every time you're doing host a post, everybody that comments on it, you're going to add them as a friend first, and then you're going to send them a message about the product. So what I notice is a lot of the people that like and comment on my posts are people that I've already talked to through host a post that like forgot about my message or whatever the case is, or they needed to see it more. So that is another amazing way, because you're adding people that are already interested, that are on your Facebook seeing your post. The more people that you have, because Facebook only shows a certain percentage. I think they say like the average is 7% of your friends, only 7% of your friends see your posts. So the more people you have on your Facebook, the more people are going to see your posts, if that makes any sense. Like 7% of 5,000 is a lot bigger than 7% of 300. So that is huge too. Let me see if there's any questions in the chat. If anybody else has anything they want to hop on and say, feel free. Okay. Kenzie asked, do you do more text or voice messages? What do you do, Amy?
Voice messages. I absolutely hate. Now, like obviously in the beginning, I was messaging, using text, on Messenger. But now that I'm comfortable and I know the prices of things, or, I'm just comfortable with the business, I voice message or I call them, just because I can explain things better. If I write it, it's going to be like forever amount of words, paragraphs. And I feel like I can just talk and explain it better than I can. And I think I would rather, if I was somebody, I would rather, like you've started voice messaging me instead of messaging, just regular messaging me before I started. So I just felt it's more personable. This person's just not trying to get my money. They really are genuine about wanting to help me get healthy, or, help make money or do whatever. Like, it's just not somebody that's putting a script out there every 10 seconds. And some of scripts can be too spammy. Like, they just sound like you're just trying to sell something. Like, I just think it's more personable if they just hear me flap my jaws and just talk away.
Yes, I agree. I agree. Yeah, I was kind of scared of voice message at first too, but you guys, once you start it, it gets easier, and they can hear your voice. People are going to order from people they feel like they know, like, and trust. And if they hear your voice, they might trust you more because they know you're a real person. And that's why it's also really important to, like we talked about, branding yourself at the work date today, really posting about you and your life and stuff, so people start to know, like, and trust you and feel like you're a real person and see your passion for the product, see your passion for the business, because they're more likely to buy from you. And yeah, I'll do scripts sometimes, but I'll also, I'll voice message when I can, especially when I'm like really talking to them about their goals, and I will post that questionnaire with the different questions for the weight loss. I usually offer quite a few products to them, so at those points, I always love to voice message and explain what the products are, because otherwise it would be like a really long post. Yeah. And you guys know that you can delete your voice message before you send it out. If you just hold it down, then you're like recording, but if you like scroll it up to the X, it will delete it. So you could do it multiple times.
I do it all the time. I'm like, that sounds horrible. I gotta read that. Yeah, I do it like 3 times before I send it.
I know, I do it all the time still. But it does get easier the more that you do it, for sure. My fear with my voice is my kids are completely
Yeah.
crazy and I have 2 IVs and meltdowns. Yeah, I usually don't voice message during a meltdown, or I'll go shut myself in the bathroom or in the closet if I'm going to do a voice message. That's what I usually do if my kids are having a meltdown and screaming, or like I'll get my husband to watch them for a second. So, yep. Does anybody else have any other questions? I know the corporate call is starting here in a minute or two. Doesn't look like it. I think I answered all the questions. So, okay, you guys, thank you so much for hopping on. We have our corporate family call at 10 p.m. Usually it's a couple minutes late. So that's on Mark Pentecost's Facebook page. He is our CEO. He is amazing. If anybody doesn't know, It Works actually started right here in Grand Rapids. Mark Pentecost went to Holt High School with his wife, and they're just amazing. So make sure to stay tuned into his Facebook page, and they just they give us like a summary of what's going on. They pump us up for the week. Sometimes they'll do special announcements. It's really, really good to see their faces, hear from them. It helps put some fire in your belly, some motivation. They usually give us a call to action at the end, something to post on our Facebook to help out with our business. And it's just awesome. So hopefully everybody will hop on that. It's not usually too long, maybe 25 minutes or so. And we will post it in Dreamcatchers too when they go live. So thank you everybody for hopping on, and have a great night.
Bye.
Bye.